Yes,
Yeah, it's being recorded. Okay,
wonderful.
got
Thank
it.
you. All right,
Okay,
so now we are
yeah.
ready to start. Thank you very much for your patience. Again, my name is Alexandra Zecevich. I'm associate professor in the School of Health Studies at Western University. I teach the course called Aging Globally, Lessons from Scandinavia. And you're here to hear about information about the course, what to do, how to apply, what this is all about. My colleague and companion in this journey is Pin Sun from Western International. Could you please tell us a little bit more?
Hi everyone, my name is Pin from Western International, and my title is a mouthful. I'm a faculty-led study abroad and safety abroad coordinator. I support Dr. Z with her Aging Globally course, and I also administer safety abroad requirements for all Western students. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much, Pin. You will be interacting with Pin a lot if you get into the course because she will teach us how to keep safe and what to do and what not to do while we're abroad. She's also monitoring all the activities while we're away, and she's our first point of contact for anything that both good and bad. So let me now go back to the presentation and share the slides. So Aging Globally is an international course. We started in 2018, and this is a sixth installment that we're recruiting for 2025. I asked the students at the end of their journey to tell me how would they describe this course to another student. And here are just a few of their testimonials. This class feels very important. After talking and hearing about aging population in other classes, Aging Globally gives you the hands-on opportunity to feel like you're actually learning how to do something about it and make a difference. Both the personal and academic growth, the content and structure of the class allows for opportunities to challenge and inspire yourself and your career moving forward. The other students said an experience unlike any other, and it is different, where you learn on how to make Canada better and even what other countries can learn from us. An experience to enhance your undergraduate career with new friends and stories that you will have for a lifetime. And the third student said, a once-in-a-lifetime experience where you will learn a lot and make a ton of friends. Here I have a link to a video that was created by the 2024 cohort of the class. We played this video so much during the information advertising the information session. So I'm going to skip it, but Pin is going to post the link for this video in this and this recording on Atlas, where the application for Aging Globally is. This is not an excursion. We start the course in January, but the blend of learning about aging and health comes together with learning cultural competencies. So we visit landmarks in different countries. We interact with social change makers like Ole Kassow on the bottom right corner, but we also have fun. And the learning really comes together if you have fun. Our collaborators include higher education institutions, but also community partners. So the real world, but also World Health Organization office in Europe. So there is this range and variety of learnings that will be offered in Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. Why Scandinavia? Well, arguably, these are the best healthcare systems in the world. In Scandinavia, they call it the welfare states. They pay tremendous amount of tax, but that's why their citizens are well taken care of. And last year we visited Finland, the Ministry of Health in Finland, and all the time what we heard is we have to take care of our people. And that was quite different from what we hear in some places and among policymakers in our country. So what are the basics of the course? We would like to introduce you in this course to healthcare systems in Scandinavian countries. This is a half-year course. It starts in winter 2025 in January. We have regular tutorials and lectures every week for 13 weeks, and then we go for a 12-day trip. We leave Canada a day early so that we arrive there on the 11th of May, and the trip ends on 22nd of May. The regular tuition applies, but there is an extra fee for traveling portion of the course. It's a blend of in-class and collaborative online learning. Collaborative online learning is done with students and professors in Norway. So we have these transatlantic tutorials with them for 8 weeks on Tuesdays from January till March. The enrollment in the course is only by permission, and it's capped at 35 students. You have to complete both in-class prep in the winter and travel to get the course credit. And this is a great opportunity if you're in Europe. Many students stay in Europe to travel and get to know world at this side of the ocean better. So let's talk about at the end of this experience, what are the course objectives? So when you talk about course objectives, it is upon completion of this course, students will be able to do what? So you will be able to differentiate between Scandinavian and Canadian approach to health and aging. You will be able to critically examine complexity of health and aging in this global context. You will learn how to reflect and be able to reflect on your experience and how it influenced your worldview, and also on not just aging and health, but in general. I very often say to my colleagues, when you come back from experience like this, what happens is like your worldview really expands. You will also become global ready graduate with the person who is capable of transferring the knowledge between communities and places and spaces in the world. And you will be able to advocate for health-related quality of life for older adults worldwide. So those are the objectives of the course in general. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about activities that we will do in each country. In Sweden, we have 4 partners. Karolinska Institute is one of the 10 best medical schools in the world. It is the institute that gives the Nobel Prize for medicine. And we collaborate there with professors and students in the Faculty of Health Sciences. And we have the whole day seminar where we explore comparatively how we have a case study, which is a family that have different challenges as the oldest members of the family age. And we would compare how would they have it in Sweden and how would they have it in Canada. Very often, at the time when we visit Karolinska Institute, students from an international course are also present. So last year we had people from Uganda, from Kenya, from Switzerland, Slovenia, Hungary. A lot of other worldviews come into play during this seminar. Very inspiring. Socialstyrelsen is a National Board of Health and Welfare, which is kind of equivalent to our Ministry of Health. And there we have a presentation and we hear from policymakers and people who are collecting evidence on which they act. So the newest thing, the newest policy in Sweden is that when it comes to home care, which is very well functioning system in Sweden, they are not allowed anymore to provide any programs of services that are not evidence-based. So that is a huge change, but more about it if you get into a course. Solna City is a municipality inside a larger city of Stockholm. And it's an urban center where we go to visit a long-term care home. And we spend the whole afternoon. They invite us usually for lunch. So we have lunch with some guests and not residents because they have a very high needs, but guests. And then they tell us how they care for older people who need substantial care in community setting living. And Sylvia Hammett, let me tell you a little bit more about it. You see the picture on the left-hand bottom left corner. That is the Queen Sylvia of Sweden. She is a patron of Sylvia's House, which is a training program she initiated after her mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. So her mother needed more care than the family could provide. So they hired some personal support workers to care for mom. And what Queen observed is that her attempts to approach her mother and work with her or tell her how what needs to be done and how to do it were not successful. But these ladies that she hired kind of made a connection. So she asked them, how do you do this? How did you know what to do? Where do you get this training? And the PSWs told her, nowhere. We learn this on job. So she realized that there is a need for specialized dementia training across care providers in healthcare. So she created Sylvia Hammett, and now you have this pop-up training, like a certificate that gives you distinction called Sylvia distinction. So you have Sylvia doctors, Sylvia nurses, Sylvia OTs, Sylvia PTs. So once you have your degree in a healthcare and professionally work in there, then you can take additional training to be able to work with people with dementia effectively. As I said, at Karolinska Institute, we work alongside many nations, and it is just incredible what happens when you put smart, young, and invested people in the same room, and how much learning really happens. This is Socialstyrelsen visit, and this the photo on the left-hand side is just an example of a Scandinavian way. And that is the song that is part of the video this year. And a song was created by a student who was in a course describing how they live. The life-work balance in Scandinavia is very different. And again, we come back to we have to take care of our people. So the teams are working in small, like a nooks, you will see beautifully organized at Karolinska Institute. And here is one of the teams sitting in bean bags and simulating and just discussing what they need to learn from each other before they start working on an infographics of comparative analysis of how the case study would transpire in different countries. Well, international learning is also seeping in cultural competencies. So we will visit Nobel Museum, and on the right-hand side, you see this old ship that's called Vasa Museum. The ship was resurrected after 300 years being submerged in the water of the Stockholm harbor, and now it's a beautiful testimony of what life looked like in 1600s in Sweden. And of course, food. Swedish meatballs in Sweden are different than Swedish meatballs you can buy in IKEA. And we will take you to places with the best meatballs in Stockholm. Do we have any questions? We're good for now? Nothing in the chat? Okay. Good. If you have some questions, please don't hesitate to put it in chat. Let's move to Copenhagen. There is the best day of the whole trip. And it's a day we spend cycling with older people with the help of an organization called Cycling Without Age. So you are very welcome to Google Cycling Without Age. It originated the founder is Oleg Kasov. He watched an older gentleman sitting on a bench in front of the long-term care home in his street. That there was a home on his street. So he would pass by this gentleman day after day after day. And biking is a way of living in Denmark. So one day he thought, this man has no ability to bike anymore, but I'm sure he would love to go biking. So he rented a rickshaw, went to that home, asked for where the man was. He was not on a bench that day, and learned that his daughter took him out for lunch. So he already rented the rickshaw. He didn't want to take it back. So he said, who wants to go biking with me? And there were these 25 ladies sitting in the living room. You know, they were not happy and they were just looking at him. So one finally took pity on him. And she said, okay, I'll go biking with you. So they went out. She took him to places where she lived. She told him stories and reminiscent about her past. They went to her favorite bakery. They had a coffee. They reconnected with some members of her community there. And she came back smiling, being happy. And she said, I'm so happy you gave me the opportunity to have a wind in my hair. So he dropped her off, went home. Next morning, 8:30 in the morning, his phone rings. And the director of that home called him and said, hey, when are you coming back? I have 25 of them who want to go biking with you. So he realized that there is something in it, and that older adults, especially with that tradition in Denmark, where bike is every day, all the time, that he needs to provide something. So in 2012, he started Cycling Without Age. It took the world by the storm. There are chapters everywhere, including in London. So we're going to learn from him and bike in the park with older people it's called the Deer Park near Copenhagen. We will also visit the UN city, United Nations city, and they are housing the World Health Organization European office there. It's an amazing building built for sustainability. We'll tell you more about it, and we'll learn about policies that European Union has in place for older adults. You see on the right-hand side, that is our student biking with an older adult in the Deer Park. And the design is one of the things that Denmark is famous for. And what you see in the middle is a beautiful staircase in the middle of the UN building that resembles piano. And it has these black walls. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Then we moved to Norway. So to travel between Denmark and Norway, we're going to take a cruise ship. And we're going to stay overnight and have a beautiful buffet there on a cruise. And students immediately found the hot tub. And it was a fun night that ended in the disco bar, not disco, but a bar with music where they were actually dancing with some older people from Mexico. And they were so happy that they brought everybody on the dancing floor with their energy and flair. When we arrived to Oslo, you were going to have a chance to meet in person students that you will work with from January till March on these comparative analysis with Norway. And those are beautiful reconnections. And you have a 48 hours innovation challenge where you will be given a challenge to fix and to report what do you believe is innovative solution to a problem. We work with the Faculty of Health Sciences, Occupational Therapy, Physiotherapy students, and also Faculty of Technology, Art and Design, especially Computer Sciences department. We will visit at Alma's house, which is a demo site for about 35 different technologies offered to people who and families who experience dementia. so that they can stay longer independently living at home. The Innovation Challenge goes on from the day one until we finish. There are presentations. You will be working in teams. There are presentations at the end, and then we declare winners, and they get some chocolate. Oslo is a beautiful city. On the top left is their opera house, which is built like a glacier. And it does look like a glacier. And in the summertime, they use these beautiful spaces as a beach. We also go to sauna. Like you have to do sauna if you go to Scandinavia. So here in Oslo, there is something called SALT. You can Google SALT Oslo and find out. So we bake in hot saunas, and then we jump directly in a harbor in the middle of Oslo in May. And it's something memorable. Bottom left is a city hall in Oslo, and on the right-hand side is a beautiful Vigeland sculpture park, where there are thousands of sculptures depicting the phases of life, from conception to death and dying and bereavement. So as you walk through the park, you see these wonderful moments captured in the sculptures, moments of life. Of course, what would Scandinavia be without IKEA? So we are going to visit IKEA Museum on our way from Stockholm to Copenhagen, and maybe you will end up on the IKEA front page catalog, their front page catalog. So how much does this cost? I know this is a lot, because it's Scandinavia. Scandinavia is expensive as it is. The supplemental fee for the traveling portion of the course is $4,000. And it includes most of the stuff, accommodations and food and coach transportation, guided tours, dinners, breakfast, but it does not include a flight, the ticket for a flight, some food, which students very much appreciate. The feedback in the past years was, don't keep us together all the time, give us time to explore on our own, including food. And then also medical and travel insurance. Usually you have it through parents, or you can use Western student insurance that you get through paying tuition. But you have to pay for passport if you don't have it, or it needs to be extended. So these are not included. The recommendation is that you bring about $300 for spending money. It all depends if you would like more, but there will be other museums. Sometimes students went to Beyonce concert in Stockholm one year. So every year they find something that I would never even, know it's happening. But it always makes a better trip. Now, this is the full cost is about $5,600, but we do have scholarships and funding available to you. And I'm going to hand it over to Pin to tell us more about this. I'm just going to kind of bring your attention to point number 3. The School of Health Studies, actually Faculty of Health Sciences, has a student opportunity fund. We never know how much money this fund might contribute, because it all depends on number of applications and the number of other international opportunities and other activities that SOF fund supports. Historically, they paid a portion of the airfare, and that portion was higher than half. So last year, I can tell you they got, I think, between $700 and $800, but there are no guarantees. Sometimes they'll give more, sometimes they'll give less, but usually they contribute. So Pin, over to you. Thank you.
Yep. So if click on that link, by the way, we are going to upload these slides to the Atlas page so that you can just refer to these links later. If you click on the link, you will be able to see the list of scholarships and funding opportunities offered by Western International. And the 3 scholarships that are most relevant to us is the International Learning one, the top one there, and a Global Opportunities Award, and your entry scholarships, if you do have those when you were admitted into Western. So the first one, International Learning, it's available for all undergrad and undergrad students only, sorry. And full-time, you need to be registered as a full-time student taking a full course load, and you need to have accumulated average of 70 and above for the most recent academic year. To be eligible for that, if you meet all these criteria, you will receive $1,000. That's the International Learning Award. And the second one is called Global Opportunities Award. That one is not guaranteed. So you need to apply and write a statement about 500 words and to respond to a prompt which has 3 sections. I would take that seriously and just respond and answer those 3 questions respectively. Because when we receive your applications, we will give marks to your statement, and of course we consider other criteria as well. And usually, if you are successful, students would receive $1,000 for Global Opportunities Awards as well. But depending on the donors, some students may get $2,000, and also it depends on your program. The third one is the entry scholarships. If you were given entrance scholarship when you were admitted into Western, you should have received a portion, whether 1,000 or 2,000, to be applied to your international learning or international travel. So you can apply through the same application. So for all 3 awards, you need to apply through the same portal, and you just fill in one application, write one statement, and there will be like a list that you can check. So if you have a scholarship, entry scholarship, you want to use it for this journey, that you just check that box, and then you are in the pool, and then we will adjudicate your application. There are 2 application deadlines per year. The first one is November the 15th, and if you are successful, you will receive the money in your account at the end of January. And the second round, the deadline is February the 15th, and if you are successful, you will receive money at the beginning of April. I strongly recommend that you make the first deadline, November 15th. And to qualify for that, you need to have at least have an application in Atlas, which I'm going to talk about next.
There we go.
Okay, any questions about scholarships and the application process? So the application for scholarship is a separate one in addition to the application for this course, Aging Globally. So yeah, it's not given to you automatically. And even for your entrance scholarship, you have to apply. You have to indicate on the application form that you want to apply it, okay? Otherwise, you won't be given that. Okay, so now let's talk about one crucial step in the whole process, the application. How to apply for Aging Globally. You need to apply through Atlas. Atlas is an online portal for all Western University sanctioned international experiences. And if you have not, actually, this is old version. Doctor, this is the old version of the slides. Yeah, it's not the new one.
Okay. Can we move forward, or do you want me to try to find the?
We can move forward. It's just there are some updates about the year, and it's more yeah.
Would you like to change?
Yeah, I did made some changes, but this seems to be the old version before I made changes. This is
Okay.
not the one that we used in the morning, actually. If you can find the one, let me see if I can do it.
Or if you have it, then you're very welcome to.
Yeah, let me see if I have it. Mm,
I think I got it.
okay, perfect.
Let me just check.
Yeah. Thank you.
Would this be the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Hey, that's the one. There we go.
Perfect. Okay. So yes, so this I've inserted the link there. It says Atlas homepage. So that's where you start if you have not started an application. Okay. There are two ways to start an application. One is to search for this specific program page for Aging Globally. You can start by clicking on the tab that says search programs on the top there, and then that will lead you to our next slide. Yes, that will lead you to this page, and you can just type in Aging Globally in the keyword search box and then click on apply search, and then you'll be able to see the program down there. Click on the name Aging Globally Lessons from Scandinavia, and that will take you to the program page here. So you can just read the program information, and I will also post these slides along with the video to this program page as well, and as a reference. Once the application portal is open, you will be able to see the tab at the very bottom of this program page that says log in to apply. Okay, you just need to click on that tab and then log in with your Western credentials to start your application. Currently, our team is doing the final test on this application process, and we are hoping to open it for you tomorrow or Friday the latest. So if you come to this program page, like say on Friday, you should be able to see that login to apply button, and you can just click on that to start your application. And I've also put the direct program link there so that you don't have to search. You don't have to search for this program. You can just click on the link and that will take you directly to this program page. Okay. And please note that the application deadline is October 16th at 4 p.m. sharp. I believe it's a Wednesday. And please make sure that you submit your application by that time. It's a competitive process, and we only have 35 spots. If we receive more than 35 applications, which I'm sure we will, because it was super competitive like last year, we'll still review all the applications, and we have like all kinds of factors that we give points to, and then we will like rank all the applications, and we will have a waiting list if we have more than 35 applications. So yeah, the order of submitting the application doesn't matter that much as long as you get one in by that deadline. It's the quality of your applications. And you will be asked 3 questions on the application, and there will be word limits to each answer. So please be concise and just write to the point. Okay, you don't have to finish one application like the application in one sitting. You can always log in and you can take a peek at the 3 questions and then log out and work on your own. And next time when you're ready to continue, you just log in again. How can you do that? You log in through the home page. We have the link in the previous slide. So you just click on that blue actually not here. Yeah. So can we move back like a fill? Yeah, one more. Yes. So you can see the Atlas homepage link there, and you just log in by clicking on that blue click here button. And can we move forward? Yes. And then log into your Atlas account. You should be able to see your existing, like all your like applications that you have started. And you just find your Aging Globally application and click on the step to continue working on that. Okay, and can we move back one slide? Yes, thank you. Please don't click on that login to apply button more than once, because if you click the second time, it will create another application. So that will confuse you and confuse us. So we don't want duplicate applications. Please only click on that button once and when you have not started your application. Once you start your application, you need to log in through the home page and locate your existing application, click on the steps to continue to work on that. Okay, I think we can move on. Yes, so these are our contact information. If you have any questions about the course, reach out to Dr. Z. If you have any questions about the application or Atlas, or you have issues, or you created another application, which is fine. You could just withdraw the second application, or you can just reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you.
Thank you so very much, Pin. We're going to open for Q&A. We just have one more thing to share with you. Pin, are you okay to continue with the Global Intercultural Engagement Honors?
Yes.
So, oh, sorry, just a moment. So here we are. There we go.
Yeah, I want to talk about this great program run by Western International, and it's offered for all Western students here. It's called Global and Intercultural Engagement Honor, and it's a great thing to enhance your degree. And once you earn it, it will appear on your official transcript. And it will give you an advantage, you know, like in your next chapter of your life, whether you're looking for a job or you're applying for like a higher degree or program, then it will look really good on your transcript as well as your resume. And can we go to the next slide? So this is a recognition of your global and intercultural experiences and abilities. How to achieve this? You need to earn a total of 100 points. And you can earn these points through the following 4 categories. And the first 2 categories are required. So you have to have points through these 2 categories. Okay, and if you are interested and want to find more about the process and how to apply, there's the link to the website, Global Honor. And if you have any questions, you can just email goabroad@uw.ca. And basically, you register for this program through the same online portal that you apply for Aging Globally, Atlas. So you start your registration there as well. Okay, so I'll just briefly elaborate on the 4 categories. The first one is your coursework with a global or intercultural focus. So it's not about like a course that you have to go abroad, and we have more than 100 courses available for you on campus that are eligible for points in this category. So I believe that like Kayla mentioned that just some regular health sciences course are eligible, right? And already eligible, so you just need to take it. So, and if you, and if you have, there's a list. Okay, if you have a course that you think that has a global intercultural focus but is not on the list, you can always send us a form and we'll review it, and we can always add it to the list. So it's quite flexible. Okay, so the second category is global experience. Like this course, if you are successful, will give you points for this. And it doesn't have to be like abroad, like going abroad or studying abroad experience. You can gain points through this category while you are here, like through all kinds of activities. It's as easy as signing up as volunteers for our International Week, which is happening soon, like mid-November. Okay. So the next category is just optional, but it still gives you points. You could just take like workshops or training. And the good thing about this is that you can do it online and you can do it in your like own time. And once you register for this program, you will receive information about eligible workshops. Okay, the last category is language proficiency. You can earn points through this category by taking language courses at Western, or like say if you were enrolled in French immersion in high school, you get points for that. Or like say if your first language is not English, you speak a second language, then you get points by just speaking a second language. We'll basically have a 5-minute conversation with you to make sure that you speak that, like you can communicate in that language, and then we'll give you points. So this is a great program that I encourage all of you to register and slowly gain points towards it, because it's a great recognition, and it's something that can be added to your official transcript.
Thank you so very much, Pin. I know a lot of students who were in a course last year have embarked on a journey of collecting points, because it is possible. And it's not something that you have to put too much effort in. And if you get into a course, you already have 20 points, correct? So courses get you about 20?
Or 15, it depends on the criteria. Yes. But you have like 4 years. Well, if you are a third year, then you have another 2 years, but you might have already taken courses, right, that are eligible for points. Or if you speak a second language, you already have that. So,
Yes. So thank you so very much for this. I'm going to open now for questions. Anything that is not being said or addressed, or we have about 11 minutes until we wrap it up. As we said, I answer questions about the course, and Pin will answer the questions about registration, Western International, or Global Honors. So please just use the reactions at the bottom screen and raise a hand. And just remember, if you have a question, statistically, 75% of people being in this room right now have the same question. So don't hesitate. What are the accommodations? Thank you, Sheila. I'm not sure what accommodations are needed. So if you would like to have a little bit deeper discussion about this, I would be super happy to stay on the call when we wrap up the group session. Would that work?
I was actually thinking of accommodations in the other sense. Where are we going to be staying?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that clarification. I thought it was academic accommodations. So thank you. In Stockholm, we stay in Hotel Malmen, which is on southern island called Södermalm. And it's a really good hotel. Students love the food because it's what Swedes call smorgasbord, which is the smorgas table. Like you can make your own sandwich from the variety of things that are offered. And it's pretty good accommodations. Rooms are shared. And usually it is 2 or 3 students in a shared room. When we go on a ship, it's 4. But if there is a need for single room, then the tour operator who runs the logistics of the travel does offer an option for a single room supplement, which in the past was about $1,000 or $1,200. So it is possible to have your own room should you desire, but there is additional cost that will be then going directly to tour operator. One hotel is very, very basic. Like in Europe, they have these super basic accommodations, bunk beds, super, super tiny, small washroom, and extremely expensive because it's in the middle of the city, right next to the amusement park. So we are working always, every year, we're looking for better accommodations that give us good access, but also give us like meaningful and acceptable level of comfort. In Oslo, we are in Cox Pensionat, and it's also it's around the corner from King's Palace, but rooms are shared between 2, 3, or 4 students. There is no luxury here. So price is already very pricey. So we have to be very meaningful or mindful of keeping the cost as acceptable as possible. Did I answer that, Sheila?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to Camelia. Camelia.
Yeah, just a quick question, because what if the class times, was it the Tuesday and Wednesday at 8:30 to 9:30 and then 8:30 to 10:30 on Wednesday?
That's
Okay.
correct.
That's like, if it were to ever conflict with one of any other classes, what would happen? Like, would I have to switch around my schedule, or if
Most
something?
probably you're talking about physiology class.
Yeah, my major is in kinesiology, but I'm taking a minor in health studies, so it's like,
Okay, so the classes have to be early in the morning because we have a 6-hour difference, 6-hour time difference between Europe and us, and they finish their day at 3. So the latest we can start is 2:30 till 3:30 so that they will accommodate us. So 8:30 is the only time we can start. And we could, if you get into the course, we did have some arrangements made with some overlapping courses, especially for tutorials. Tutorials, you have to negotiate with your team to contribute outside that 1 hour of group work, but it's possible.
Okay. As of right now, like, there's no conflictions but I was just curious.
Good.
Yeah, thank
Can
you.
be done. Yes, you're welcome. Shivani.
Hi, I just had a quick question. So if you're in your last year of studies, would this conflict with convocation time? Like, would you still be able to technically graduate during like the June convocation ceremony?
I believe the answer to that question is yes. We did have some internships last year that went until the end of June, so they couldn't convocate in June. They had to wait for October. But for Aging Globally course, we wrap up all activities by the end of May. The grades are submitted first week of June, and you're good to go. Yes, so you will be able to convocate. You can also receive, if you need a letter describing that you have completed requirements for a degree, our academic counselors have provided a letter before the final grade was submitted. So
Okay.
yes, you can get that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Zahra.
Hi. So my question was about the Global Engagement Honor application process. So I think I may have missed it, but I was just wondering, like, how do we start the application process? Like, is there a specific link? How
Yeah.
do we get that link?
Yeah, there's a link included in the slide. So you just click on the link and that will take you to the page, and there's all the information is there, including the complete process and the link to start your application.
Where do we find like the slideshows? Are you guys gonna post it?
Yes,
Or?
we'll post it on the program page of Aging Globally on Atlas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. And that was all. Thank you. It was a great presentation overall. Thank you again.
Thank you, Pin. Sheila. And
Yes.
thank you, Zahra.
I just have a question about the classes between January and April. Is it a once a week online, or is there because I would be commuting from Sarnia, would I also be required at certain times to come to the campus, or is it all online?
It's not online. The part that is online that we call collaborative online international learning is the tutorials on Tuesday morning. So the course is actually in-person course, but because our partners are in Norway, we have to accommodate for these joint tutorials. So out of 13 weeks, we have about 4 weeks of lectures that are done online. Most of that happens when we're in class, but the rest of the classes are in person. So Wednesday morning, you would need to come in, and Tuesdays, for those 8 weeks that we work together with Norwegians, you can do it online. So once a week would be enough.
And Wednesday morning class is at 8:30, did you say?
That is correct.
And the Tuesday morning lecture is also at 8:30.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Lecture is 2 hours, tutorial is 1 hour.
Sorry, is it 8:30 or 7:30?
8:30.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so 2:30 in Norway. Michaela, I can see that you asked when would we know if we were accepted into the course or not. The application deadline is October 16th. We have 5 adjudicators who will review every application. You have 3 questions and only 150 words to describe your answer to the question. And there are point system to which program you were in, how successful were you so far, if you're in aging specialization, if you're which year you were in. So that there are a lot of points that you collect through the application, but these testimonials give you about total of 9 points, which is almost equal to everything else. Please do not copy and paste course objectives into the third question, which asks you, what are your goals of this course? I don't want to hear what I already know. I want to get to know you. If you tell us your story of why you really want to take this course, what triggered your interest, what background you already have, do you have experience with older adults in your family, in your community, or through your volunteering or through your work? Have you ever volunteered in a long-term care home? Have you ever cared for an older person? What brings you? Why are you here? And then tell a little bit about your experience with travel, etc. If you have never been in an airplane, you're very welcome. We want to be the reason that you take your first flight. So it's not like you will be eliminated because you didn't travel the world before. Absolutely not. But you need to come through your story, your passion, your intention, your goals need to come through that application so that we finish reading and we remember you.
And usually it takes about 2 weeks for us to make decisions and send.
Yes,
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks of adjudicating, and it will definitely be completed before the first deadline for funding, which is November 15th. So you will know, and you will receive a letter of offer to enroll into this course, most probably beginning of November, first week, or definitely before November 15th, because then you can use that application and apply for the first round of funding. If you don't get it, you reapply again in February. So Michaela, how did we do this? Did we answer?
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Any other? It's 6:31. If we don't have any other questions, and if you feel complete, thank you so very much for taking the time to be here today. encourage your friends to apply. You know, my best, you know, my best gelled groups were groups where friends were supporting each other. You will come out of this experience with people you will invite to your wedding. I can tell you that much. And it's a beautiful thing to watch that happen. Ekam, you have a question.
Yeah, so it's about the admission scholarship. Yes, yes. If you receive the like admission scholarship and you receive the portion like either 1,000 or 2,000 that you can use for international learning, do apply through the same application that you apply for Global Opportunities Award and International Learning Award. Okay, and you can find the link, scholarship link in our slides, and you just submit one application and indicate that you want to use your admission scholarship for this experience.
Thank you very much for that, Pin. Just a quick note, if you are not in the first 35 that will be offered to enter the course or enroll in a course, that's not the end of the story, because we often have people who applied just because, or who have some life-changing events such as illness or family or financial issues that prevent them from taking this on. So we have quite a lot of movement through the waiting list, and everybody will be on a waiting list. And we also, last year, we had some internships in Scandinavia. So 6 weeks being an intern in one of the 4 Scandinavian countries. I'm still waiting for the Dean's office to give us a green light for that, so I can't advertise any of it, but people on the waiting list will be included should this program continue. So you will hear about it in coming weeks. Okay, we feel good? You learned? Beautiful, you feel complete?
Oh, one last question. Do we all take the same flight or do we book our own flights?
No, the course starts in Stockholm and course ends in Oslo. And a lot of people travel to Europe before the course, and a lot of people stay in Europe after the course to travel other countries. A lot of students make a pit stop in Iceland, for example, and then they stay 2-3 days in Iceland and they arrive. So everybody arranges their own flight. I need to know when you're expected to arrive. So you will see inside the course, we have a flight list and a lot of information that we share, but it's up to you how you get there or how you come back home and when you would like to do it. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Talk to your friends, encourage everybody to apply, and I look forward to seeing some of you, maybe all of you, when the course starts in January.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
you very
you.
much, Pien. I appreciate.
Thanks, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.